We're going to follow this little outline here. I call it the 6 guiding forces of credit union growth and success. And the first 2 have to do with what I would call the playing field, lining everybody up with the same playbook. So we're creating a field of play. On a football field, we've got end zones and we've got sidelines. And so that's what the first 2 are about, alignment. And I'll give you a framework for alignment. Then we're going to talk about communication. So communication, super critical. I mean, have you ever worked in a company where you felt like you were the last person to know what was going on? Because it's just commonplace that communication, particularly as organizations grow, kind of falters. And if you don't have a defined communication process, things can get off track. You can't go as fast as you want to go. Then we'll talk about selecting and developing leaders. And then we'll follow up by looking at a low overhead, keeping overhead expenses low, which enables us to invest more in technology and people and go at a faster rate. This is the most important slide that you're going to see all day. If I could just talk to you for an hour about this slide, I would. It's called the 8 Pillars of Strategic Alignment. And I mentioned the playing field. This sets your playing field. On the right-hand side, we have strategy. On the left-hand side, we have communication. And at the very top, we have knowing who you are, your core values, your brand promise, your mission, your vision, your goals, which never change. Those are fixed in stone. They're what distinguishes you from your competitors. And at the bottom, you've got communication, which is the glue that holds these together. So you all, as senior leaders and board members, have everything to do with this. This is how you define your credit union and what you want to achieve. So you're super involved in setting your core values. And those have to disseminate throughout your entire organization. People have to play by those rules. And then you build your strategy around it. Strategies change depending on market conditions, interest rate environment, unemployment, lots of things. And then, of course, you take that strategy and utilize it for member needs. And analytics is a tool that you can utilize to uncover various member needs, because you've got a lot of different kinds of people that are your members. It's not one size fits all, as you may have heard this week. So different members have different needs. And then you want to create a particular kind of member experience for those various member needs. And this is how you stay relevant. This is how you stay tuned in with your marketplace. This is how you keep growing, because you've got these things in mind and you've got systems developed that enable you to constantly understand changing member needs and changing member demands. But it all has to be analyzed and created within the context of who you are uniquely in your market. Then, of course, we'll talk about communication, and then employees have to have focus when they execute. Remember at the very beginning, in those 3 circles, I said one of the elements, one of the components that employees are responsible for is execution. And if they have to be executing on your strategy and on member needs and on member experience, on important things, and eliminate things that don't correlate back to your strategy. And then, of course, we measure, how did we do? And we take everything that we did, we analyze it, and we say, okay, let's innovate. How can we do better? And then you'll have a bunch of great ideas, and you'll have to take those ideas and see if we utilize those ideas, how do they correspond with our core values? So you see, it's a circle. It's a continuous loop. So this is very important. I'll refer back to it, but this is your playing field.